Alrighty folks, this is Michael's Backyard Marina. We're starting off today a little differently. Got Big Mo deployed, and I got to do some windshield maintenance because I can't see nothing. I can see out of that now. Got this little backup camera that I use, and it's handy for when because I can't see the forks when it's all the way down and I'm trying to stab into stuff. You know, it saves the tailgate on my truck for sure. And it connects via, there it is, Joy Trip. Golly, it's at the top. The cool part is, you guys can look at me looking at you. Wherever this camera goes, I can see me. So we'll place this down here. Now you can see I've got it right between the forks here. Camera looking at a camera, looking at a screen. But anyway, I can see the forks down here. I place it right there. Then I can sneak up under a pallet accurately and precisely. So I'll put you guys back right here. I don't know how much of the intro I caught earlier, just for the simple fact that my the SD card, I got a thing on my camera that said it stopped recording because it says your SD card isn't fast enough. And this is the SD cards that I've been using. Whoops. I about lost my ladder here. That would have crushed my ladder and crushed my hopes and dreams. Leave that there for now. Look out, blind boy. This little cat here is blind, can't see a thing. You know you guys can't see him because you're stuck on the front of the tractor. Stay out of the way, kitty cat. Alright, he's out of the way. Up from where you guys are at, you can see the forks pretty good actually. And for me sitting here in the cab now, I can see my forks exactly where they're at through my backup camera. Now, the only weird part about a backup camera, using it for this purpose, is left is right and right is left. So when I pull up the stuff, hit the deck. Tip that up so I can see those forks better. Here we go. Got to get an idea to get myself lined up here a little bit. I've got a place to go with this pallet in the garage it's sitting next to, but it's not ready to put that away yet. Let's see here if I can. There, left is right and right is left. Let's see if I can sneak in here and scoop this up. Oh, I'm sitting on a hill, so my fork, or side hill a little bit, so my forks aren't quite level. I'm just shoving it backwards. Yep. Can I drag it out a little bit? Yeah. Do I have the whole thing? Good enough. set this over here for now, which will assuredly be in the way at some point of my day. I'll guarantee it. It's in the middle of nowhere, but it'll be right where I need to be somewhere. I needed to move that so I could get my mower out because I want to be able to mow, pull some boats out, mow behind them, cover them, put it back. So I have the mower out there doing this task as well. So I'm going to leave the camera on the front thing here, there. Yep. Here's one piece of the puzzle. We'll tighten that on there. Came with this little chain, which is just cute, but it'll do something. So I bought this receiver hitch with a 2-inch ball on it the other day. I was just gonna, because I got it, I could get the ball and the hitch. All I wanted was the hitch part, didn't need the ball. But I bought it together because it was cheaper than just buying this piece that I wanted. Well, it turns out that's before I bought this piece to use in this apparatus. Now I'm gonna move my camera up here. Just get so I can kind of follow that ball around a little bit closer, possibly. Can I see it there? We'll find out. All right, let's go see if we can move a trailer. The muffler almost blocks my vision out the window, but man, this glass being clean is awesome. Yes, is the backhoe overkill for doing this? Absolutely is. But I have it, I'm going to use it. Nice thing is I can just go whoop, pick up a boat, pick up a trailer, move it around, set it back down. Or I can move it, hop on the mower, mow behind it, put it back. I can get everything lined up at what I would call a nice, perfect angle, baby. But so the boss, we picked up a table and chairs last night, and nothing new. Facebook Marketplace, you know. Nothing in our life is new other than a rekindled spirit for each other that happens new every day when we wake up together. Yep. That's right. And oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, I'm so excited to do this right now. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I can just drive right up to it. I can see everything. Now, backup cameras on a pickup truck would be great. And I could also use this backup camera. Boom. I'm up. I'm up. I'm up even more if I want to be. Now, for what I'm going to do here, I'm going to lock that ball. Put the pin in it for now. And the other nice thing is it does have these hooks here. I clip on here in case for whatever reason it decided not to hold. I got to make sure I stay up enough to keep that from dragging so I can just set it right back down. Cool part is I can clean up behind here before I put this back too. So anyway, we bought a new kitchen table. The old kitchen table that my daughter gave me, or gave us a while back, is much too gigantic for our kitchen. Let's see, this is going to be different. I've never backed a trailer up in this manner before, so this should be interesting to see if I can do it. Gotta be careful to make sure that other fork doesn't get, yep. Okay, we're fine. Make sure that other fork doesn't get into where it does not belong. Well, so far so good. It's crazy. My backing up instincts want to take over when I'm pushing. I'm doing the opposite of what I should do because I'm used to backing. My brain's like, gotta get. Yep. There we go. I'm missing the gate on both sides. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. I'll just back this right up to the front door, and every neighbor that drives by is gonna think they're moving. That's right. I never stop moving. Just not in the sense that we're moving out of our house, you know. My goal is to drop the tailgate onto the front step there. So I can come right out the front door with that table because it's heavy. All right, let's look at that. I want you to be able to tell me, I'll have you over here and you'll do this. And I need to come all the way down without, I want to land it on here without hitting the siding. Hit the siding, it's going to rip a hole in it. That should work. We should be able to walk right here, no problem. Right straight in here. Well, now we got the boss taken care of. She's got to do some cleaning on the chairs. And I can go about doing what I need to do now. Let's just see if we can just scoop it right up here. Like it was nothing. Just like that. Here I gotta be careful because I can swing the nose way too far out. Let's do something a little different there. I think we'll just set this one right here. Whoops. And all these I just want to pull out so I can mow behind there. And I can start stacking them back in as I get them done, you know. See, what I want to do is knock all this down, chop this stuff up, so when I park things back, there won't be any of this stuff rubbing up against the boats. Won't be stuff under it. It's just going to clean it up a little bit, you know? You kind of got to need to do that every now and then. I'm going to have to get my little laser level out here eventually again. I've had a lot of let's call it self-leveling going on out here, where I took this bank and shaved it down, but then more of it washed down in here, which is fine because this was puddling. The cool part is it's washing down and puddling and settling, and it's self-leveling just like a water in a bucket. You know, butter water in a bucket always sits level. So that's kind of what this is kind of done. And it's, you know, eventually what I'm going to do next summer, if everything goes according to plan, if I'm fortunate enough, I'll be able to get some geotextile stuff to stretch out here, fill it full of gravel, put, you know, a good layer, 4 or 5 inches of gravel on top of it. And then with the geotextile and the gravel, it won't sink in like it's doing now. Plus, we can prevent a lot of this growth here. Right now, the growth is helping me just from the simple fact, when it rains, I can walk out here and it ain't muddy. Whatever this ground cover is, whatever it just took off on its own, is kind of holding things together, as it were. And it is makes it so I can walk on it, because this clay gets very greasy. All right, now we're gonna mow this part here, get it all mowed over that way, and then I can start putting Big Blue and then the banana back first, which will leave me a couple empty pockets. It's one of those days where it's just breezy enough. I'm gonna attempt to wrap a boat up on the hill. The wind gets up a little bit, but it shouldn't impact me too much. All right, let's get after mowing some of this. Well, folks, I put you through that first 18 minutes of video to get to this point here. That's the next victim behind me here. I've got you on this is a tripod / selfie stick. I don't know if this is any good or not. I'm just gonna try this, put you a little further away from me, you know, so you can't count my nose hairs and whatnot. Well, here's what we got so far. I wrapped that one. Yes, everywhere you see white tells you how not professional I am at this yet. Some of them could be little melt holes, some of them could be flaws, some of them could be areas that were a little thicker, thinner than they should have been when they went overstretched over stuff. It could be any number of things, but I'm learning. And, you know, not everything you just come out of the gate just being an expert or pro at, you know. But so far, I really like the results. I actually saw cats eyeballing underneath here. I don't know if you guys can see where I'm pointing at here. Underneath the back of the boat right here, where there's a gap typically on a boat cover. And cats like to jump up in there and get up in the boats because they get everywhere. What the heck is that? That's a white dove. That's a very light colored dove. Sorry, distracted. But we mowed back here. As you saw in the video, got that cleaned up. I got to get these little weeds at the top of the hill here cut down a little bit. But, you know, I got the leaves. There was leaves all over here. There was, from all these trees, the trees are pretty much done dropping the big leaves. There's nothing but little leaves left. Not going to make much of a mess from there. But we got it looking pretty good, I think. And here again, the view from the road. You know, I want to have a nice clean looking boat yard, as it were, and not a bunch of dilapidated tarps or covers like I have over here. Now, we're going to go in more detail after I get done wrapping this next boat. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, I got 5 to do today, is my plan. Or till I run out of materials. I have a feeling I'm going to run out of the banding material before I run out of the cover material, because I got plenty of the cover material. I bought another 330-foot roll of it, and that's not cheap. But the sun is out. It's a beautiful day. Not a cloud in the sky, guys. Not a cloud in the sky. The breeze is down to about 2 miles an hour or less today. Right now, it might pick up. Perfect for being outside. I was going to plan on doing some shrink wrapping in the shed where I parked Big Mo, but you know, with weather like this, why would I? And most likely I will not bring any more boats up here. I'll probably just do it right down there where they're sitting instead of bringing them up by the shop, because the materials required to do this aren't very extensive. You got some clips, some banding, and your heat gun, and then the actual material itself that you stretch over it. But I've learned a lot, and I'm going to share some stuff with you today through this process. What kind of bird is it? It's not a pigeon, I don't believe. I keep seeing it flap its wings every now and then. But, sorry, distracted once again. I do appreciate all you folks watching and following my channel and subscribing and liking and everything in between. Right now, we're going to do the 1973 Cobalt. Here again, one of the situations where I've had protection on the windshield. Well, not as much as I should have. It's deteriorated and gone. It used to be some stuff up there, but it's gone. I'm going to put some pool noodles. Work pretty good for me to put around the windshield up here to protect the corners. So I'm gonna put a pool noodle across the top for some protection, and then I got to build me a stand. Probably 2 stands, one at the front of the boat, one at the back here, to get my angles. This boat is, I've done 3 different types of boats so far doing this. But you know, I've done this PVC thing, tried different configurations. Getting quite a pile of PVC here from doing this. But there has been communication from the first video, and I want to answer a few questions from that video if I could. See, this one's already tearing, it's gotten thin. It's just, boat covers are great, don't get me wrong. I like to cover my stuff up, as you guys all well know, but they just don't last. Ideally, you cover it and you put it in a shed. Honestly, that's your best bet. Well, this particular cover is El Gonzo Tosto. This is going to be one of the boats that I'm probably going to sell next spring. The folks I bought it from, the people were awesome. Gave me a really good deal on it. I've done a lot of work to it. I need to put a new fuel pump in it next spring, for sure. And this has a nice big fenders to stand on. See, this stuff is so thin, it's worn down or deteriorated so much it just rips. This is a boat that I've taken up and down the Mississippi a few times. It's a great driving boat. Handles really well. Golly, this thing is ripping to pieces. And like I said, it's got a beautiful inline 6-cylinder Mercruiser engine in it. And I really like this boat a lot. But, you know, a fella only needs so many boats. And this one here, like I said, it's a beauty. And it's golly, I can't believe that this cover has lasted and protect it as well as it has, as deteriorated as it's feeling as I'm removing it. There we go. Get this out of here. Let's see, we got to get some more things out of here. Yeah, we'll have to scrub this one up in the spring. Do a real good job of clean the carpets and just do some TLC to it so it can be ready to go to the next owner. These were in here and I can't remember what they were even for. I made them. I think it was to protect something. I don't remember what. No way, I just switched that into the burn barrel. Heck yeah. Got a tool bag in here. Yeah, we'll have to vacuum and clean this out really, really well. You forget about some of the things you have. I had a real nice toolkit in here too. We'll get that out. Really don't want to sell this boat. I really like this boat a lot. It's a comfortable boat to ride in. It's a comfortable boat to drive. But it needs a lot of cleaning. And this is more of a ski boat. It's a great for skiing and tubing and stuff like that. It's not so much the friendly fishing boat because it doesn't have a trolling motor, it doesn't have a kicker motor, and you'd have to do a lot of things to it to make it a fishing boat. And still, the hull and the design and the weight of it is just not conducive to being a fishing boat. And I have fishing boats, and I fish more than I don't ski or tube. And the other boats I have, I can actually have grandkids ski or tube behind it if I needed to anyway, so. And but there again, I got 5 that I'd like to keep, which is the OG, the Alumacraft with the 90 horsepower tower, Big Blue, the Banana, and the Tracker. Those are the boats I'm keeping. Those 5. Oh, and I do have one Big John boat. It's a 16 foot, 18 foot. I think it's an 18 foot extra wide John boat. You just got to have one of those around. It's also set up for doing my outboard motor test, so I can do short shaft or long shaft test on it. With the transom thing I built for the back, the motor mount for the back. So it is, that one stays, but I think there's 2 or 3 that are going to pluck the engines out of and go to the dump. There's 3 or 4 to 5 of them that are going to be for sale. Now, all these boats have a price. Somebody says, I want your boat and this is what I'm offering. Don't be afraid to send me a message, folks. I can always just say no. That's what people need to understand in today's world, is the most powerful word in the English language is no. No, I don't want to do that. No, I'm not going to do that. No, take your garbage somewhere else. Now, if you're watching this video because you like watching me, thank you. Much appreciated. If you're watching this video for an expert way to wrap a boat, what you're going to get is a guy that has now wrapped 3 whole boats in his whole life and is getting ready to do the 4th one and then more. If you want to watch that, great. I'm going to show you what I've learned so far because I like to share my knowledge with people. And we're going to show you, hopefully I can do this one better than I've done the other 3. The other 3 had turned out fine. But I did learn that you want to be about 10 inches above the windshield here. So if I put one here, if I go 10 inches up, which is 5 feet, that's going to take me past the bow. So I plant one right here, and I plant another. I probably only need the one, but I think I'm going to plant another one that's, we'll do 5 feet back here as well maybe. What I'm learning is that a nice steep, let's call it on a house, it'd be a 12-12 pitch, which means for every 12 foot in, it goes 12 foot up. So that's a 45-degree angle. So the 45-degree angle is nice for several aspects that varmints try to jump on it. They can't stick on it because it's too steep. Snow doesn't stick on it. Rain runs off really quick. Leaves and stuff don't gather on it because it's not a shallow angle. So ice won't form, extra weight won't be carried, and things will slough off better. So I need 2 5-foot posts here that I'm going to build and stick right here. And once I get several posts built and I sell boats and I keep the post, the nice thing is if I get another boat, I'll already have posts that are already built. I'll store them out in the shed, and we'll move forward from there. All righty. All right, let's go build the 5-foot post. I've already shown you in the previous video how I make those. Pretty simple, quick assembly process. And then we'll get those in here and start running my strings. And then we can get this one done. The slowest part, well, it's all, I wouldn't say slow, but let's just start a timer. Let's just see how long it takes me to go start to finish on this boat, because you guys are going to be paused and stopped and all that fun stuff, and hopefully I can stay focused. And my goal is to stay focused and knock this one out, then the next one, then the next one, then the next one. Okay. Clock. Stopwatch. Start. And I'm going to put you folks on time lapse. And while it's on time lapse, I'll see if I can talk through some different things, voiceover for cost. So if you're considering doing this, there again, as some people have mentioned, tarps are fantastic. As you can strap a tarp on there, bungee it down, and then tarps are pretty inexpensive, so to speak. And you can always undo a tarp, get in there, redo a tarp. When you shrink a boat, the boat is shrunk until you tear it off. Now, you can make access windows in there. There are those things that they cost extra money. And I believe those are one-time use things too, where they adhesive on there, you cut them out, you got a zipper, you have that option. Now, that option I feel is a better option if you're storing it indoors and want to keep all the dust and dirt and debris out, but you might want access to the inside of the boat at some point. For outdoor storage, I don't think that window is a good choice. Maybe it is. Some people that do this for a living can tell me I'm wrong. That's fine. I'm never always right, 100% right. But for what I'm doing, it could be, honestly, it could be 1 to 2 years from now before I get back to some of these boats and get done what I want to get done to them. So I want to protect them in the best way I can, and that's the best way I can, because the covers sag, tear, hold water. Every boat I've had out here, the cover has sagged and water has seeped in through the cover, and that's not the best outcome I can have for these boats. So this is going to be the best outcome for keeping it dry, vented. Nice thing about venting, cross ventilation, I put a vent on the front of the boat and the back of the boat so there can be some air get out. The moisture can get out, air can blow in and get out. It won't condensate, it won't turn it into a greenhouse. That's the biggest thing. But we'll get this beauty wrapped up and enjoy the time lapse, and let's see if I can make it happen. And then at the end of this particular time lapse, I will give you some pointers, as it were, as to why I've done some of the things I've done. Maybe I won't. I don't know. We'll see. There again, this brain keeps churning and burning, and I just keep thinking of things I want to share with you guys, and we'll move forward. Time lapse away. How do people do this? Snap their fingers? Alrighty folks, we're gonna stop the timer. Moving those boats, putting that boat back, covering it up, and 2 hours and 40 minutes total. The boat was actually done right around 2 hours-ish. So check it out. Yeah, we got some patches on it here and there. We're getting better. But there's the fleet getting covered up. 4 down, 4 to go. 5 if you count the old Starcraft here, which I do count that for sure. Alrighty, well, next is their big old Alumacraft. This is the one that was donated to me by Andy and his lady named Macy. And with a tower of power, the motor's been covered up the whole time. This one's coming back together in a different fashion than it came apart. Piece by piece, one by one, we're getting them all done. And when we come back after the break here, we're going to, my break, I've got to eat some lunch. And we'll end the video maybe when this one's done or not quite done. Appreciate everybody watching. Hope you've enjoyed it to this point. And see you in a little bit.